Libra, your October 2023 eclipse season reading. It's Libra season, of course, and we have that solar eclipse new moon in the sign of Libra on the 14th. So this is a really powerful month for Libra. Okay, so let's get back to this full moon that happened at the end of September in the sign of Aries. The moon card is coming through as your past energy you've been dealing with. It is a major arcana card. It is indicative of intense soul growth. And this is the realm of Pisces with the moon card. So it's bringing up all of those uncertain qualities in your world. What am I doing? What's next? What the hell is happening? I have no idea what's going on. And it has a spiraling quality, the moon card. And this could have come up for you around the 29th of September during Libra season, but just before we started the month of October, there was this full moon in Aries, and there could have been some sort of a essence of uncertainty, to say the least. A lot of unanswered questions, and they were big questions, you know. This wasn't just what you were going to have for lunch. This was about what's next for you on your journey, and you having to kind of search for answers within yourself, right? Now, that eclipse, that full moon on the 29th of September-ish, 28th maybe, that was linked to the 6-month previous new moon in Aries that happened in April. So around that time in April, there were so many seeds being sown in the collective, and I would say for you, Libra, big time, because there was a new moon in Aries during Aries season. And then there was a eclipse in Aries, followed about 30 days later, rather 2 weeks later. My dates are all over the place, but April basically was, late March into April was a really big pivotal moment for a new chapter in your life beginning. And part of that chapter has maybe come to a close, phased out, completed, switched and rerouted. And then at the beginning of September, in the lead into October, you were like, so what's next? What's happening? That sort of an effect. As the month progresses, we're stepping into this Queen of Wands energy for you here. So the Queen of Wands actually is the energy around Aries as I read it. And Aries is your sister sign, your polar sign on that axis. So I think that because the eclipse that's happening in Libra on the 14th of the month is a South Node eclipse, and the South Node is about shedding and release and moving from, springboarding from into the future. So part of the solar eclipse, although that can indicate new beginnings, because it's a South Node eclipse, there is something about letting go a tendency, a quality of yours. And Aries is I am, that's their signature, and Libra is I balance. Is it time to sort of step into your Aries energy, Libra, and go after what you want? I see you in this really confident, beautiful, and vivacious, magnetic energy. Most of the month, the midpoint of the month especially, as we carry out ourselves with this air of like, everybody wants me, everybody wants to be me. It is very sassy and it is very like commanding, and it's hard to not want to be the Queen of Wands, I think. I think that this is about saying what you want, how you want it, going after what you want, saying what you don't want. We're going to look deeper into that. Assertion, going after your goals, making things happen. The Queen of Wands has the Midas touch. Now, the Knight of Cups, back into this Pisces territory at the end of the month, but we're looking at a little bit more of the shadow aspect. Knight of Cups in reverse. Now, the moon card, of course, is Pisces, but it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be dealing with the Pisces that you just particularly can't understand right now, or you actually could find somebody to be quite duplicitous, whether it's a Pisces or not, somebody who is maybe presenting as a false friend. That's the Knight of Cups in reverse energy. It's quite slippery. The beauty of the Pisces energy that you can harness and have been learning to deal with on a soul level is the trust in the process, the Pisces has that kind of ability to surrender and trust and not even ask questions, just kind of accept and surrender, and it's a very easy frequency to go in, but usually the moon card isn't. But we all have Pisces in our chart, so the area that Pisces is in your chart is an area of life where you find it easy just to trust that that will all be okay, where you have faith, and where you can probably manifest very, very effortlessly in. The Knight of Cups, however, though, is very ungrounded. So whether you're dealing with somebody who's slippery or not at the end of the month, or that eclipse on the 28th in Taurus is somewhat revealing to you, there are a few mantras that I like to use when I'm feeling ungrounded. I like to direct my energy down to my root and say I am safe. If I'm out and about and all I need to do is splash some water on my face, that really helps you ground too. Of course, meditation, dancing, getting your bare feet in the grass is great, you know, hugging a pet or a loved one. But if we don't have anything else accessible to us, I am safe is a really powerful mantra. We're going to look into this Knight of Cups now a little bit deeper. We're going to pull some more cards and see what that's all about, because it is ungrounded energy towards the end of the month, and it's perhaps like you're not fully trusting something or somebody. Let's pull an archetype card though. To me, this archetype is going to be representing where Libra has been at recently. An archetype you've been embodying, Libra. In the extended, which I'll link below, we're going to go deeper into this reading and also follow prompts around love, money, career, things like that. But for now, let's see what's coming through. The empty room kind of has a bit of a moon card, ominous quality to it, right? And then the bottom, of course, you couldn't make this up, the unseen, which is the surrender. You have to have faith in what you can't see without always seeking reassurance and answers from external sources. It's just giving your power away. Everything can be found within. I'm on that journey myself in a hugely life-changing, transformative way where I have to have a great deal of trust in the unseen. But I'm a Pisces, so it's kind of my territory. The empty room, the vortex, the abyss, the nothing. The empty room haunts us all, and it is the universal and too frequent feeling of lack and uncertainty, of wanting, of craving to fill ourselves with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of the empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, yet we perceive it as not enough. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting within the barren walls of not knowing. You have been in that energy, Libra. That is, I mean, I wish I could articulate like this bloody guidebook. I just can't. But the moon card is the empty room. You don't know, you can't always know, and it's having to be faced with lesson after lesson on your journey of how to be comfortable in this empty room. For awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next to save our outward appearance, aka ego. Be with the nothingness, be with the impatience. The empty room has immense power. Let others wonder what you're doing. If you can settle into the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. Oh, I'm obsessed. I love it. I love how these archetype cards just basically capture what I'm trying to say. Let's have a look a little deeper into these cards, Libra. Now, it'd be an amazing time if you would subscribe, leave me a comment, let me know how you are doing and how this Libra season is for you. I guess we should look at the moon card first. I mean, I put the intention around this to be like past energy, you know, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Full moon was just a marker for me around the end of September. What have you been dealing with lately? What is the energy that we're kind of walking away from now, but it's been moved through for you? That's the moon card for Libra. Every time I take a big deep breath and pause talking, my cat Luna. Oh, there you are. She's like, makes this little sound. It's really cute. Okay, the moon card, Luna, so fucking cute. The Two of Wands and the Lovers card. Okay, so a lot of uncertainty has been coming up in two really crucial themes in many of our lives. The Two of Wands. Where am I going? Should I stay here? Should I go? Should I move forward? Checking in, checking, reassuring. I need to know the answers. That's not the empty room's highest manifestation for you. This is all happening for you. It's not happening to you. This is a gift for you. So the Two of Wands is about the urge to always know the answer, and leaving that behind in a sense, like kind of this not rolling with the punches. There's like a surrender here, and it just feels like really brave. This is another Aries energy, actually. It's Mars and Aries. Some of you might have that placement. The Two of Wands is the shadow of this is like, I need to know before I make the move. I can't go without a certainty, right? And that's why they're on their phone, like, get back to me. I'm not stepping a foot out until I know the answer. Like, you know, so it's always about having to have everything ticked off. And that's sensible, right? And that can feel really secure. But underneath that need to control, let's scrape it away. Let's get deeper into that. That's fear sometimes that's lying beneath that, right? Some of you have been faced with the unknown about where you're going next logistically, in terms of your living situation, in terms of the country, the state, the county, or the town you want to live in. A lot of you are perhaps considering, should I stay or should I go in this relationship? Is this relationship serving me anymore? Where do we go from here? Could be the question you've been asking, and to little avail, perhaps until now, or perhaps until this eclipse in the middle of the month, where you feel really strong and powerful, and it's like that kind of like rebirth energy where you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I was so worried, look at me now. The Queen of Wands, I think, would say often, look at me now, bitches. But the Two of Wands and the Lovers card is about seeking the answers. The Lovers card and the Two of Wands, there's also a lot about choices, you know, freedom. So it's a beautiful thing that you have all of these options in front of you. Even though you may not know the answer, Libra, you have choices. A good way to figure out if we're in alignment, I think, is seeing how many options we have. Sometimes it seems like quite stifling when there's like just one choice and nothing else. 2 is better. 3, 4 is amazing, because the more comfortable we are in the empty room, the more sort of possibilities that are emerging for us, I think, when those whispers of wisdom come through. I will look into the relationship side of things in the extended. I will link that below. That might be coming up for some of you. So let's have a look at the Lovers card. Yes, for some of you, you know, you have a lot of uncertainty about a relationship itself, and it's a really significant relationship. It could be a friendship too, you know, where do I fit in my friendships, my relationships? And for others of you, it's like, should I stay at this job or should I not? Where the hell am I going next? Like I said. The Queen of Wands. So this beautiful energy is emerging around the middle of the month. The solar eclipse in Libra is a south node eclipse, like I said. I will also link the video I did about the Libra eclipse and the astrology for October 2023 down below too. There was a lot about like what we're shedding in Libra, not necessarily like Libra placements, and what we're stepping into in Aries qualities, and not necessarily Aries placements I'm referring to here specifically. The south node of our karmic past is transiting through Libra now, and the north node of our collective destined and personal destined future is transiting Aries. So we're invited, every single one of us, whether we're Aries or not, to step into some of the Aries qualities. This sounds like I am, I want, I have a right to be here, I don't want this, I do want this, it's mine. couldn't make it up. This is the Sun in Aries, the Three of Wands. Thank you, universe, for confirming. And what else have we got? The King of Swords. Okay, so an Aries and an Aquarian energy coming through here. Well, Pluto stations direct on the 11th of October and is going to head towards Aquarius to revisit that sign. And this is a massive turning point in our own personal lives, of course, and in the collective. You have a really important role to play, Libra. Never underestimate that. There's no coincidence that you're here in this timeline, in this flesh suit, doing your thing and thriving by the looks of things. The 2 to 3 to Wands, okay, the 2 to 3 to Wands, you've made your choice, you are progressing, things are getting better, things are getting bigger for you as the month progresses, and you're traveling, you're seeing the world, you're going places, whether that's from the comfort of your couch or the park bench, you're going somewhere. Metaphorically or physically, you are expanding your mind, broadening your horizons, seeing the possibilities of the empty rooms, sometimes testing a little holding space it has you in. And you know, moon card energy, empty room. You might have found yourself in a room empty, feeling an empty room, feeling somewhat alone even, you know, so feeling somewhat helpless and hopeless, you know, and that's not permanent ever, but it is a lesson and it's a valuable teacher. All of these archetypes are, and we get to embody as many archetypes as we want, and they're all possible to us. That's the beauty. We're the director and the writer and the actor and all of that. The Queen of Wands and the Three of Wands and the King of Swords, so you really are going places. And you know, the King of Swords really kind of toughens this up a bit. You know, it kind of says like, I am the director, I am the one actually making the decisions and calling the shots here. And you know what, I see a lot of you with the South Node transiting Libra. Like, I have a Libra rising, so it's already crossed the degree of my rising, and it was liberating, you know, and it's a lot about, for me at least, this is, you know, my physical body is undergoing big changes, like my identity, the person I am as a archetype is transforming right now and will never be the same. So the South Node is, especially for Libra risings, you might notice that you don't care about certain appearances and surface level anymore. You may not care about people pleasing anymore. Libra suns, you know, some part of your essence, your built-in personality, your you know, especially those with late degrees of Libra sun, you've already experienced this, so it's kind of like, oh, that's not who I am, but it's liberating. Great, we get to change direction so many times, and we're always the person that's in control of that. The King of Swords is like, I get the sense, Libra, like I'm saying, like you're dropping a lot of this people-pleasing tendencies, no matter where Libra is in your birth chart, or no matter what your placements are, you know. Anywhere where the Libra, everyone has Libra in their chart, so where Libra is in your chart, we're doing the South Node thing, which looks like clearing and purging and seeing what's not cultivating growth anymore. We don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. The South Node is never to be diminished. It's an opposition from the South Node to the North Node. So it's there to be straddled rather than to lean to an extreme on one side or the other. For this reason, I hear you actually saying this month, no, I don't want to do that. Actually, I want to do that. You call the shots. You make some decisions. You make your voice heard. You dictate, not in a tyrannical way, but in an authoritative way, in a very like, you know, respect me, see me. This is the perfect blend of the exact person that you would want, like as a boss, as a teacher, as a leader, as a parent. This is just a very respectful, integral human being, and that's you. That's you, baby. Okay, so this little slippery Knight of Cups at the bottom of the reading. And interesting, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Cups in reversal, which is a group of bitching queens, girls, guys. It's like, this is high school. This is so high school, and I don't mean that in a nostalgic, cute way. I mean this in a like, God, I thought we were grown kind of way. The Three of Cups is three a crowd, is the group dynamic just a little bit like passe, or does it make you feel drained, or is there just too much bitching, gossip and negativity? This could happen around the water fountain, at work, around at the copy station, wherever you find yourself. It could happen on shoots, it could happen on set, wherever you find yourself. You're just like, oh my god, this is so tired, I think. High Priestess is under there. The sign of Cancer is coming through. So these watery energies, you know, like the shadow of this watery archetype is this kind of manipulation, you know, a means to an end, and a kind of ability to understand the depth of, you see, water signs can read. Water signs can see underneath the surface, but don't get it twisted. They might use that to their advantage, you know, and that's where the manipulation comes in. So this does not necessarily have to be water signs. I'm just talking about the archetypes, of course, not the placements. So you might kind of just be noticing like, okay, there's games being played here. There's insincerity. I'm not going to take that. That was totally my fault for dropping those. Let's have a look at the Knight of Cups in reverse. And you're too grown for that. King of Swords, Queen of Wands. You're like, maybe that was me, that's certainly not me anymore, or maybe that was never you, you know. Well, no one's perfect, but like, you know, you're kind of, you can tell that you are too badass, too high vibe for that, like, dare I say. The Knight of Cups in reverse. If it's a lover, if it's a person that you've been messaging, getting back and forth with, the Page of Swords is in direct kind of correspondence, DMing, texting, blah, 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 blah. You're like, what is this person playing at? Like, you can read them like a book. The Six of Cups, now we have our Scorpio coming through, and the Capricorn energy of the Four of Pentacles. Okay, whether or not you're dealing with those signs at all, the energy of the Six of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, well, this is tricky because the Six of Cups is that kind of connection we have where we are like invested in this kind of connection, you know what I mean? It's like this sort of a person they mean a lot to us. There's history there. It could be a family member even, you know, you could be noticing like a family member's on their bullshit, but I think in this context it's a friend or a love interest that you're kind of thinking like they're not who they say they are. You're dealing with like, what is this? Like, this is the archetype of basically like a fuckboy, right? But these can show up as friends as well. Like, there is a kind of toxic or narcissistic trait here, but like I know that's overused and going a step too far. So I don't know. I'm not actually seeing it as being that intense. So I'm going to take those words back. That's weird. Anyway, did the light just go out there? Am I tripping? But I thought it did. So, okay, so maybe it's like, confirm, take that back. It's not that dramatic perhaps, but maybe for some it is, you know. Gosh, this is the Libra rising in me coming out like, oh my gosh, yeah, okay. It could be go either way here, but the cards around it aren't like, I'm not seeing the devil, you know. Maybe in the extended we'll go deeper, but right now I'm seeing that this is just something that makes you second guess the relationship, and if not that, at the minimum you're just like, eye roll, okay, sure Jan, you know. And then the Six of Cups and the Four of Pentacles, it's tricky because you actually really care about this person, but you can see that they're going down this kind of like, you know, it could be the shadow Pisces energy of like, are you really out of touch with reality? Like, are you completely, are you okay? Like the Four of Pentacles, then it's like you holding on to a lot of this, holding your words in, like not saying anything. It's kind of like you don't say anything. You kind of, you know, have this tendency to sort of like watch but feel uncomfortable. So that might be a message to you, Libra, like, don't feel uncomfortable, you know. And then the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords, tap back into that, like where you feel like so powerful for the bulk of the month, where you're feeling like, no, I'm gonna say what I want to say, I'm gonna be who I want to be. And if you don't like it, good, you know, because not good, but like it's good, you know. If everybody likes you, you know, you're not being authentic, right? So what's worse, you know, people saying like, oh my god, what's Libra's problem? If you're just being you, you know, authentic people, they're like more like Marmite, and people that are people pleasing, which I'm not stereotyping Libra. Look, I'm saying this with the Libra rising, so no judgment, no shade here. But the quality of Libra as an archetype, not of placements, is one of people pleasing. So I think that we're like all getting an invitation to drop a lot of our people pleasing tendencies, to be more Aries like, whether we have Aries placements or not. We have an Aries part of our chart, and be more authentic. We'll get into this more in the reading in the extended. But I see travel, I see badass qualities coming through, I see the clarity coming from the empty room, and I see you thriving around that eclipse in Libra. Have the best month. See you soon.